In this video, we're going to learn how to ride steep, slippery downhills.
Where? Nice.
Like we have right here. So the first thing you need to remember, and a lot of people that are new to off-road don't know this, is there are 3 brakes on the bike. Everyone knows about the front and the rear brake, but what people often overlook is the engine brake. So when we're going down a hill, we want to be in a low gear and we want to get off the clutch. If you panic and pull in the clutch, the engine brake will stop working and the bike will keep getting momentum. If we go too fast, then we lose control and we crash. So always remember to use the engine brake. The next thing to remember with the front and the rear brake is to use both. Don't just use one brake because that's going to put too much pressure on one wheel and you're going to skid if it's the rear, or you're going to lose the front if it's too much pressure on the front. The other thing to think about is when you're going down a steep hill, all of the weight is on the front end of the motorcycle. So you've loaded the front suspension and you've loaded the front wheel. So if you're too aggressive on the front brake, you're going to go over the handlebars and you have no handling when the front suspension is fully compressed down a hill. So really we want to be using slightly more rear brake when we're going downhill than front brake because we don't want to load the front end of the bike. But when I say we want to use more rear brake, we don't want to lock the rear wheel up. What we want to do is gently feather the brake in that the wheel is slowing down enough that we're slowing the speed of the bike, but we are not skidding. That is the aim. The next thing to think about when going down hills is your body position. So when we're going down hills, as I've said before, the weight is at the front. So what we need to do is counter this with our body. So we want to shift our bum and our hips to the back of the bike. That means that not too much weight is on the front and it improves the handling of the motorbike. Often people that are new to off-road make the mistake of going too far back and locking their arms straight. When your arms are straight, you have no control of the steering wheel and you have no handling on the front end. So we want to shift our hips back, but we still want to keep our head towards the front of the motorbike. If our head goes too far back, then we lose control of the handling and we have no control of the handlebars. Another thing to think about when you're going down hills, especially on a hill like this where we've got lots of trees, lots of rocks, lots of things to avoid, is target fixation. So you've probably heard where you look, you're going to go, but in this situation, it is so important because if you end up looking at that tree thinking, oh no, I'm going to hit a tree, guess what? You're probably going to hit that tree. So you need to completely focus on where you want to go, look in that direction and allow that bike to go. Sometimes being too tight and stiff and being too focused and not allowing the bike to move at all underneath you can be a negative thing. So we need to think about that as well. So we need to allow the bike to move slightly, but definitely don't look at a big rock or a big tree and just end up going in that direction. Because if you look there, you're going to go there. Okay, so the final thing to remember about steep, slippery downhills, it sounds obvious, but a lot of people get scared and they stop breathing. And if you're not relaxed, you're going to cause more problems for yourself. So remember to breathe.
Quickest of this stuff and calm down, isn't it?
For sure. If you keep yourself relaxed and you're breathing properly, then you're actually going to ride a lot better. It sounds stupid, but it will help. So remember to breathe, don't hold your breath, and don't panic. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, watch this video on screen now. And if you want a lesson in Hanoi, then check out the link in the description below. Thank you.